All right, what it do, everybody? It's your boy LOG from Where There's Smoke. It's been a while since I've put out anything or gone live, and there's a few things that I meant to go live about, a week or two ago and talk about. So I wanted to go ahead and cover those, and then I will be probably doing a follow-up stream either later tonight or tomorrow to cover some more up-to-date topics. And yeah, anyway, let's just get into it. I'm gonna check the sound and audio as always, and then we're gonna jump into the cover of the Venezuelan Gangs, and go ahead and cover those. And then I will be probably doing a follow-up stream either later tonight. My bad. So we'll be covering the Venezuelan gangs in Colorado, and then also touching a little bit on the Judge Joe Mathis divorce, which is probably about 2 or 3 weeks old. So as you heard the audio coming through, but I'm gonna go ahead and check the sound and audio, then we'll get into stuff.
It's that Centex boys, and we're out here, and we got something to say. Man, what the fuck is going on with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Another day. Another day I gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Never know when you're gonna lose your life someday. There's a price to be paid, way worth than gold. Evilness wanna take your soul. Wake up when you're gonna wake up. The finger is pointing too close to home. Always attacking when alone. Even started.
All right, so everything looks to be good. Shout out Joey. Hope you like the little the waiting screen or whatever in the music and all that. So let's go ahead and get into it. Oh, there we go.
So thank you. Well, this has become a
So I guess just real quick, from what I've heard, kind of from Trump bringing it up, the Democrats disputing it, maybe a little news thing here or there. There's been this Venezuelan gang allegedly called TDA. I forget what it stands for. They say they've taken over at least one apartment complex in Aurora, Colorado. And then there's people from the city. It was either like the city manager or the mayor or someone high up in that city that kind of came out and said, no, there's none of this going on. So anyway, it's been kind of disputed, and I just kind of want to look into it, watch a few news clips, and kind of just dig into it, see what we think, and ask some more critical questions like we always try to do, and kind of see what we think, just what's the truth in this situation.
A national story. The supposed takeover of some Aurora apartment complexes by a violent Venezuelan gang. This now viral video, shared with us by a former resident of the apartments there at 12th Avenue and Dallas Street, shows a group of armed men entering her neighbor's home.
There are unverified claims that the TDA gang has taken over several apartment buildings. We're talking about Fitzsimmons Place apartments on Colfax and Nome, The Edge at Lowry on 12th in Dallas, and Whispering Pines near Colfax and Chambers. All of those complexes are run by CBZ Management. That's an out-of-state company facing dozens of charges in Aurora Municipal Court. Aurora and Denver police have publicly acknowledged there are TDA gang members in their cities, but they say that gangs' numbers are not large and they operate in isolated areas.
Okay, so I was muted at the beginning of this when I was talking about kind of my knowledge of this. I've seen Trump talk about it in the debates, and then I've seen kind of the Democrats rebuttal that, kind of push back against it. And then there's been conflicting claims from the city officials and what's really going on. But like it's cops never want to admit that something's going on in their vicinity. So for them to admit that there's gangs in the city, it almost is like, y'all don't want to admit that like they're taking over a whole apartment complex, but just the fact that you're admitting that they have a presence in your city is not a good thing, because like I just said, they want to admit as little as possible. So the fact that you're having to admit that is already showing that they have a foothold in your city, and there's likely more going on that you're not willing to fully admit.
Some believe the stories are exaggerated. Others accuse Aurora officials of downplaying what's been going on. City leaders and law enforcement have repeatedly contradicted each other on the scope of the problem and the city's response to it. And we have been working to get answers for you. So now your investigator, Brian Moss, has obtained a confidential report into one of those apartment complexes. And that report says a Venezuelan gang began taking it over in 2023 and now has a strange hold on that complex.
So, Brian, who did author this report?
So, Meg, this is the 9-page report. It was put together by a Denver law firm. They say they were hired to look into the Whispering Pines apartments by the building's lenders. Last month, they sent this report to Aurora's mayor, city manager, and police chief.
And they're trying to push the blame on the families.
As recently as Tuesday, residents at the Edge apartment complex in Aurora pushed back on reports that a Venezuelan gang had taken over their building.
The only criminal here is the owner of the building.
But 5 miles away, at the Whispering Pines, a 54-unit apartment building in Aurora, this detailed letter asking for confidential treatment of the contents shared a different story. It was sent to Aurora officials on August 9th, with the investigators saying, "The evidence we have reviewed indicates that gang members are engaging in flagrant trespass violations, assaults and battery, human trafficking, sexual abuse of minors, unlawful firearms possession, extortion, and other criminal activity."
That's crazy that all this has been found, and like the police are doing, just not doing their job well enough to prevent this, is what I'll say.
Often targeting vulnerable Venezuelan and other immigrant populations.
You just assume, like, in your town that it would be impossible for a gang to take over an entire, or at least half of an apartment complex. That seems like a crazy idea in America.
Populations. According to the law firm's report, the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua has threatened to kill, and in certain instances has apparently actively attempted to kill, members of Whispering Pines management. The report says a consultant for the property management company was severely beaten and stomped by gang members and was hospitalized. The alleged incident recorded by building cameras with screenshots attached to the letter. The
It's hard to beat video and photo evidence, right?
report relies on a property manager who said that gang members allegedly stabbed a Whispering Pines resident for refusing to pay rent to the gang.
See, I was talking to someone about this, and I was like, how come we haven't heard anything from the property manager? And I was more or less looking for like a news interview, but here's a statement from him, and he's saying that there is shit like this going on.
He also told the investigators the takeover began last November. The report recounts that this summer, the gang approached the property manager and told him they would help him out in exchange for half of all the rent that he collected.
I would like to know when the police were like actually notified of this. You know, like surely at some point this guy called the police, and like how long have they had this problem like on their doorstep and known about it? Even if he didn't call them, they should already know. But like surely once he started getting extorted by the gang, he called the police, and like how long have they known about this and just kind of like not really done their job?
The law firm that wrote the report called that an organized crime tactic.
I'm almost more mad at like the DA and the prosecutors of this area too, because it's their job, if they know something like this is going on, to get a warrant or what have you and work with the judge and really push the action. The cops are more or less just kind of the ones carrying out the law, but like several different like departments and shit drop the ball. Like, where's your DA and judges in this like area?
The gang members then allegedly took over vacant apartments. According to the document, moved families into those units and started collecting rent. The law firm says this is a picture of gang members breaking into a vacant apartment so they could move a Venezuelan family in and then collect rent. "This is our business plan," one gang member told a housekeeper. "If he, the property manager, doesn't like it, we'll fill him with bullets." The report authors called the gang's behavior brazen and further exhibits the suspected gang members' sense of comfort and control, consistent with their taking over the property and not fearing law enforcement or the property management. Now, the Denver law firm that wrote that August report did not respond to our repeated requests by both phone and email for more information on their report. And late this afternoon, the city of Aurora confirmed getting this letter and said it immediately included it in its ongoing investigative work of potential criminal activity at those Aurora apartment buildings. So very much an ongoing situation here. More is going to come out, but this letter is certainly very interesting.
And this story this news clip that we just watched is 2 weeks ago on September 4th. So still kind of an ongoing thing, as he said. I mean, it doesn't seem like there's no problem and everyone's just loving each other there. You know what I mean? Kicking in the door, people getting stomped out and stabbed. The manager saying he's getting extorted. So let's go ahead and go to the next little clip I have. Trend did something. What's the game called? Trend de Agra. Probably butchered that. God dang, look at all these guys. See, they have a task force, so that doesn't sound like there's no problem. It seems like this should have been done like months or even a year ago. Okay, see, the DA's office will issue an emergency court order to clear the properties where gang violence occurred, which likely should have been done like a year ago. You know what I mean? I thought America was like, we're the top first world country. We're not gonna put up with any like gang activity or any like homegrown terrorists or anything that's gonna like threaten the security of like our good law-abiding citizens. Yet we have like an apartment building and maybe more than one that's like largely consumed and taken over by gangs who are like extorting the manager and whatnot. Like, this is crazy that this is happening in America. And it's like, why? What is the excuse that y'all didn't take care of this sooner? There's like no accountability anymore, I feel like. Alright, so there's that little clip. Definitely doesn't look like there's nothing going on. And then I think I have one more.
The city of Aurora is contradicting itself on the extent of Venezuelan gang activity in that city. The mayor told Fox News this week the gang is collecting rent at a troubled apartment complex. The interim police chief, in a video press release, says that's not happening.
It's that intimidation factor. We've got Venezuelan gang members who have gone into an apartment complex where there's a concentration of Venezuelans and pushed out the property management through intimidation, and now they're intimidating the tenants there to pay them the rent and probably extort other things from them.
I'm not saying that there's not gang members that don't live in this community, but what we're learning out here is that gang members have not taken over this complex. We've really made an effort to the last few days to just really ask the specific questions and the direct questions in terms of the gang activity and who's actually making sure that people aren't paying rent to gang leaders or gang members, that's not happening. And we've discovered here today and yesterday talking to so many residents that that's not the case.
So we don't generally air video news releases from police departments and cities for ethical reasons. We weren't there to shoot that video ourselves or ask Chief Morris any questions. But her comments in that video directly contradict what Mayor Kaufman said and add further confusion in a week when the city's public statements on Venezuelan gang activity hasn't always lined up. Mayor Kaufman has said contradictory things in interviews just hours apart. The city's trying to get a court order to clear out 2 or 3 apartment buildings to combat gang activity. They're planning to declare the properties a, quote, criminal nuisance.
Well, y'all let me know what y'all think. I feel like it's pretty clear that something's going on. They just don't want to admit it. But if I was someone local there or like in charge, I would be one the DA is gone. And maybe even the police chief. But y'all get in the comments and y'all let me know what y'all think. Y'all think this is more of like the border crisis, just a story to like substantiate that and make it seem like it's more real, and this is just more bullshit that goes with that? Do y'all think this is real? Have you seen something that contradicts what I just watched? Y'all get in the comments and let me know. I feel like there's some legitimacy to it. You know, I heard another YouTuber that's saying that he's heard something that, who was it? That one of the Hell's Angels relatives was like kicked out of the apartment, and the Hell's Angels were gonna go up there and do something about it. Maybe not like large scale, but just to avenge that one individual. I don't know if anything ever came of that, how legitimate that was. But yeah, y'all just let me know what y'all think about this. If it's real, if there's some legitimacy to it, but it's hyped up, or if it's just total campaign fodder for Trump and the right people to have something to prop up their border crisis claims. Y'all let me know. I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. Something definitely seems to be going on, or the police wouldn't be all out there, right? Like, anyway, and no matter what you believe about the gang, everybody was saying that there's a bunch of Venezuelan migrants there, which, like, where did they come from? Okay, I guess there is somewhat of a border crisis. Like, I really want to know, like, above and beyond all the bullshit, what's actually going on with people crossing the border. And it's one of those things where, like, most citizens will just never know. But anyway, there's some clues we can kind of piece together, and maybe, like, in the future when we look back, things about this will be more clear. So anyway, let's get into the second topic real quick. This is going to be kind of a shorter cover, maybe a shorter overall stream. This is kind of an old thing, about 3 weeks ago. This was put up on August 30th. But Judge Joe Mathis was going through a divorce with his wife, and TMZ bumped into him in the airport, and this is kind of his feelings on the divorce and what he had to say. So let's check it out, and then I'll give my my thoughts.
Hey, Judge Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask...
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well...
Let me go back.
I'm sorry. Hey, Judge Mathis, how are you today, man?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing all right. I want to ask...
I'm not good. Rather, it's the worst days of my life. How about that?
Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. I wanted to ask you, with news of the separation, how are you holding up?
Not holding up very well.
Woo!
I would say the other man, maybe I'll be an example for other men, cautionary tale. Don't neglect your wife.
Oh, man.
See how me at the airport now, flying out, as I have for 40 or for 25 years.
Don't neglect your wife, but at the same time, don't you dare put your wife on a pedestal, because I'll go into it more later, but that's also not good. Extremes in either way are not good.
My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends.
Look at this white lady in the background watching them. Woo!
I have for 40 or for 25 years. My wife has been third, serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends.
Aren't you supposed to do your job and have fun with your friends?
That's what
like, if you're not working, which is the show, and then having fun with your friends on the side, like, aren't men supposed to do that?
Guys,
it's almost like, here's the lesson, guys. It's almost like, don't be happy, just do whatever your chick wants. It's like, no, you're like, this is probably why you're getting a divorce, because you don't have a good handle on things. But, like, saying that you should have just done more of what she wanted, that wouldn't have saved you.
Too busy or never have too much fun. Serving the community, taping my show, having fun with friends. That's what happens, guys. Never be too busy or never have too much fun beyond your life.
So a man that has a really good, well-paying job, serves the community, and then has, like, a good group of friends that he has fun with and that, like, are good to him and he's good to them. Like, doesn't every woman want a man like that? Like, oh no, I should have been more of a bum and just simped out and, like, done what my wife wanted. It's like, as long as you're not mistreating her, she should be happy to be with you. And that's the point I'm going to get around to. I was going to get around to maybe at the end, but I'm going to kind of go ahead and present it here. Like, she should know that you being a highly successful man like that and having your life together and being able to support the community and having a good network of friends that are probably also, I would say, successful. I'm sure Mathis is not hanging out with bums, or they would have drug him down by now. So like having a good network of friends, being able to serve the community, doing a job you like, and making good money at it. As long as he's not mistreating her, she should be happy to be with him, because with all those things being said, he is the eligible bachelor to get another good woman who will appreciate what he brings to the table. That would be my message to the men. If you have good things that you bring to the table, don't be saddened by a woman who doesn't appreciate it, because that's a lot of women these days. Go and find someone who will, or just be single, because there's no reason you should try to be miserable trying to please someone who doesn't appreciate the good things you already have, and then trying to better you. They're trying to like, oh, you need to change, like do what I say and like be more around. Like, I feel like she wasn't trying to change him in a positive way. He doesn't even seem happy. Like, and I don't know. I just feel like there's not a lot of positive, supportive women that are pushing their guys to do better. Rather, they're dragging their men back. And it's like, because he didn't get dragged back, now he's like, oh damn, I'm missing out. It's like, I wish he would just kind of just push through the hard times and maybe start dating and see that she didn't appreciate what he is willing to offer. No homo. It's not like I'm trying to ride the Judge Mathis thing, but I'm just trying to say, as men, I feel like a lot of times when women don't appreciate what we have to offer, then we start thinking we need to prove ourselves even more to that women. That's never gonna work. And to further just hit home this point before I finish out the video, women are not gonna appreciate what comes easy or what's just like given to them. So if you just give them something super easy, or you just give, and they don't really have to earn your admiration or respect or your giving, they're not going to respect it. Nobody respects anything that comes to them free or super easy. So I just want men to think about that. And I wish he was being a little stronger to show the men of all generations, but especially the younger generation, if you've got all your shit together, it's not the biggest, like craziest loss in the world that a woman leaves you. Like, even if it is, act like it's not. Take it on the chin like a playa and move on. But anyway, that's kind of my rant. I kind of want to get some of that out before I forgot some of what I was going to say, but let's kind of watch the rest of the video and I'll see if I have any more comments.
So I do want to ask, the date of separation is listed back in July 17th. Has this been coming for some time now, or was it something out the blue?
Well, ever since we started taping here in LA, I committed to staying home more and making my wife more of a priority. But as you see, I haven't. I'm still here on the road doing the same thing. And in terms of going out into another city. But I was gone for 3 weeks. That's what July 17th meant.
Would you say you two are in a good place right now, or able to maintain a friendship? Or
oh yeah, we're still in the same house and we're maintaining a friendship. And I'm trying to get my wife back. I have to show her that though.
She needs, men, don't ever try to chase a woman when she leaves. That's the worst thing you can do. Just take time to yourself to heal if you need, work on yourself, do whatever, and then maybe start trying to date other people eventually. But trying to chase a woman that's leaving you is never going to be, she already has lost respect for you and is leaving for some reason. She probably already has other people that are pursuing her to a degree. So you trying to pull even more it is 9 times out of 10 going to result in you just digging yourself into a deeper emotional hole and just her losing even more respect for you. Or if she hasn't yet, which is probably she already has, but gonna lose even more respect for you, and then you lose respect for yourself, and you be like, once you recover, you're like, damn, I chased and when it was clear that it was over. So I just think, as I was saying earlier, if a woman doesn't appreciate what you have, don't try to go prove yourself more. That's not gonna work. So
hopefully I can show her while we're there together before, and hopefully she doesn't complete the process.
Because like this dude is already probably a millionaire, and like if he wasn't mistreating her and he's a good guy, has a network of friends, serving the community, like most men are not going to serve the community. It's like he's doing all these good things. Like he's probably better than a lot of men as a suitor for like a woman that wants to live a good lifestyle. I don't know how it is actually being in a relationship with him, but on paper, like he can take care of a woman financially, and like it's not coming out that he was abusive. So it's like it just, and there's a theme of women leaving men because they just feel like reasons that are not really significant. Just they got tired of it. They think there might be a better option out there. He doesn't excite her the way he used to. He's not trying hard. All these just little nothings. It's like, have you taken a step to try harder with him? It's just like, you know, I could go on and on, but anyway.
But I'm changing in hopes that she will. I'm gonna get my wife back. How about that?
Absolutely.
I just wanted to eliminate all them rumors too, that it's something about a baby or even me molesting a child. It's none of that. I've just told you what it is.
There were also, you know, kind of some rumors of any infidelity. Did you want to clear that up at all? You say it's solely neglect.
Well, neglect can create suspicion, certainly. And if you're gone as much as I am, you have every right to suspect. You know, you go to work, you go serve in the community around the country, then you go with your guys to sporting events around the country, you go to other events except without your wife hanging with you and enjoying her.
She can have a bum that stays home with her all day, and that's what she's going to end up with.
With you. And so, yeah, she would have a right to suspect infidelity.
But there was none of that going on.
That's not the purpose. That's not the reason for this.
Oh, anyway, y'all let me know what y'all think. I just wish he would kind of move on a little stronger. And going off of that, this is a guy I'm a big fan of, Star the Hater. You may know him from being on the radio back in the day. I can't remember what station it was on. It was a little before my time of like really being into hip hop and listening to stuff. But I believe it was Hot 97 in the early 2000s. He had the Star and Buckwild show. And then he's done his own thing on YouTube for quite some time now. And I really fuck with Star. Anyway, he does shows where he goes over like topics that are popular like at the time. And he allows his fans to like call in and talk. So this is when he was talking about Judge Joe Mathis. And I was able to call in and talk to him. So this is the little audio clip from me calling into the Star Report show. So y'all go check out the Star Report. Really fuck with Star. And anyway, here's a little clip from me calling into his show. Be a stoic man that's pretty set in your ways and have good habits and good what am I trying to say? Good morals, good habits, and like you would just hope that your woman leaving you, it's going to be devastating because you have this emotional bond for years, but you would just yeah, you would just, I don't know, it would be hard, but I hate to see so many men going through so many bad times because of women leaving them, and I guess it can't be prevented. You can't always prevent the woman from leaving. You might be able to do everything in your power and she'll still leave. So I just want to prevent maybe men, like if they expect a little bit, they're going to be less sad when it happens. And that's what I want to prevent.
Life structured differently because he's 60.
I disagree with Star a little bit, and I didn't really press him on this on the show because I just kind of, you know, whatever. Maybe the more I call him, the more comfortable I'll be to disagree with him on certain stuff. But I think if you're any age of a man, it's good to have a good circle of friends that are on your level or even above you if possible, to help keep you in a positive like, what am I trying to say? You're like who you're around. So you have other good people that are solid in their career, that their word means something, they have good morals, they have your back. You know, if you need to start up a business and you need some capital and they want to go in as a 25% business partner, they can do it, and y'all both make money together, and then you can do that for them later, or vice versa, or whatever. Like, you want people that are motivated and are moving in a positive direction, because that'll help push you in that direction. It's been said a million times, and it's true, and it's obvious. So I disagree with Star on this point. To have a good group of friends, if they're, you know, positive, helping to push you in a good direction or keep you in the good space that you're in, I think that's a good thing for a man of any age. And as well, that's what I had said earlier, right before Star chimed in. And I think this is something I got it from Myron, no secret, the Red Pill, specifically Myron on Fresh and Fit. But I think it's something that men that have a higher status and have more money should consider taking more than one wife, multiple wives, to sort of balance it out. And kind of, his wife would not be so eager to leave if he had two wives, and she knew that there was competition and that like there wasn't so much power from her leaving. It's like, okay, I still have another wife, and then I'll just replace you with like you know, I'll go down to 1, but then I will replace you with, I'll go back to 2 or 3 or however many. There's a lot less leaving power when, if you have 2, 3 wives, 4 wives, whatever, 1 leaves, it's like, okay, I still have the others and I'll just get another, versus 1 leaving. He's like, oh no, don't. It's all like the power dynamic is fucked. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like in the dating market, women's value is way, 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 way higher than it should be. And men of high value like him should have multiple to kind of kick it back down into place, and he's capable of doing that, so why not? And maybe it would kind of balance out the playing field a little bit. I don't know how many people watch First Take and have seen Jalen Rose, but like him and Molly like flirted, started dating, got married, and then after that she's like flirting with all kinds of other people on there. Stephen A. Smith mostly. There was rumors that they were seen together other places, that they were dating maybe for a little bit. So it's like she was just a bop, and like Jalen fell into it and was suckered, in my opinion. I see a similarity with Judge Joe Mathis. When I'm 64, I hope I'm still hopping on planes. I'm not even hopping on planes now. I mean, I think anybody 64 years old would love to be a millionaire, hopping on planes, going around, still making good money, doing what they're doing and seeing the world. And like, Stars like making him seem like a bozo for that, but shit, that'd be a dub in my book.
With young celebrities. Man, stay your old ass.
Stars in his 50s, and I'm sure he wants to still travel when he wants to. Like a year or 2 ago, he did travel a little bit and kind of see parts of the U.S. and do his own thing. So, like, I feel like he's clowning Judge Joe Mathis with this, but if we were to debate this further, he probably might change his mind on this.
As home.
Take it from a rat, he said. Let me get that one more time. Stars clowning.
Right.
Yeah.
Nice. So y'all go fuck with Star. He talks about current topics and stuff, and maybe if you call in, you can talk the shit with him and give him your opinion. He's pretty funny, full of like energy and quick to talk shit. So I'll fuck with Star. Y'all go check him out. I think I got one last video that just came up on my YouTube. Since I was kind of talking about the Judge Joe Mathis, which is kind of, you know, in the dating realm somewhat. This video popped up from some guy, Corey Stories, never seen it before. I watched about like 2 or 3 minutes and then I decided I'd react to it. But yeah, this just popped up on my feed today. Never seen this guy, never seen this video till today. So let's go ahead and check it out, and I'll give some commentary and y'all let me know what y'all think.
So changing the subject to something a little more lighthearted.
I wonder what he was talking about before. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go to the bathroom and get a drink, and then I'll be back and we'll finish up with this last video. And yeah, give me a second.
It's that Centex boys, and we're out here, and we got something to say. Man, what the fuck is going on with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Another day. Another day I gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Gotta go ahead and do something I wanna do. Ain't no one wanna do it for me. This world can be so lonely. To the top, looking back at all the lives that were lost on the way. Another day, just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day. Never know when you're gonna lose your life someday. There's a price to be paid, wayward than gold. Evilness wanna take your soul. Wake up when you're gonna wake up. The finger is pointing too close to home. Always attacking when alone. Even started taking our phones just to pray, forget the pain. What the fuck is up with the world nowadays? People going crazy over little things. Is it even Sunday? Jesus saves. Thank God I'm blessed to see another day.
You didn't like me Sunday. I got unity in my circle. Where was your unity for me on Sunday? I don't like you right now.
Another day, switch of lace. About to put out a mixtape called Switch of Tapes. Syntax, run my main, I'm a great. Syntax main name, another name. I'm riding in the car with Dollar. Mac Life Shotters ain't happened yet, but I'm a speaking prophet. I came up from Cam and Paul and Thug. Chad Butler, bitch, what the fuck is a drug? We in the dome. People done lost their mind. Have a day with no phone. All right, we back. So yeah, let's play this last video, and then I'll probably end off the stream. I think BB starts here in about 15 minutes, so I'm gonna get on that. I would like to do a live thing with BB, but I tried to do it where I could just like show Big Brother in like a small portion of the screen, like my face is, and then put my face in the bigger portion of the screen where like Chrome or my browser is right now. And even with no sound, just playing their video in like the little corner, they yanked that hoe down. So I guess I could just like do a live stream where it's just me and y'all can't see any Big Brother or hear any Big Brother. But I feel like that would be kind of lame unless there was like something really good that happened and my reaction was like really good. I feel like there'd be a lot of downtime. So I do want to do something Big Brother wise where I'm reacting live to the episode, but I still kind of need to figure out how that would be possible and it would actually be a good product. So anyway, let's get into this last video and then I'll probably end off the stream.
I had a short conversation with a client.
Y'all let me know if y'all watch this stream how my audio volume is and the quality too. Hopefully the quality's good. Y'all let me know how the volume is though, and then also how the videos that I'm reacting to, their volume is, and then like the ratio between the two. So you know, just let me know how the volume on everything is overall.
The other day, and he was telling me about this girl that he was talking to for a little bit that like came onto him and sounded like he got along with her really well and seemed like she was interested in dating him, and she had an OnlyFans. And that was basically the deal breaker for him.
And for me as well, that would be a deal breaker to seriously consider a girl. Now, just to like friends with benefits or some shit like that, cool. And if you go into it with that the whole time and don't move off that frame, cool. But if you know that you're the type that like you'll start messing with a girl and you'll develop feelings and want to take her serious, don't do it with an OnlyFans girl, same as a stripper or anything like that, because they're showing their body and they're selling themselves in one way or another to a whole bunch of men. So what kind of respect do they have for themselves and you? So just, you know, if it's for fun, it's for fun, and keep that in mind. You know, I strongly advise against taking those kind of people seriously.
And I kind of awkwardly like tried to relate and sound like I felt the same way, but me and this dude kind of relate because we're both in a bad spot in our lives where we both kind of found ourselves in situations that are less than ideal, and we're both kind of struggling in similar ways. I found it strange that, I don't know, I found it strange that like you can't even date her. It's like, maybe if we were talking about marriage, that would be a different conversation. Maybe if she was talking about like having him get on camera with her, that would be a different conversation.
Has any guy ever dated a girl where she didn't want to make it more serious at some point? I mean, this guy's like, oh, maybe if you're talking about marriage. It's like, dude, girls almost always want to make it more serious. So this guy doesn't even know what he's talking about.
But yeah, I mean, I don't really know where I'm going with this one, but
yeah, you don't know shit, do you?
It just seemed like I guess with certain things, I tend to be a little bit more progressive, if you want to use that word, or liberal. I don't know. I feel like the world is changing a bit. Standards are changing, and
not for the better.
It's kind of funny how people draw lines in the sand and such.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how men are not allowed to have standards anymore, and then when they are, other cuck dudes like you are like, oh, I'll date someone like that. It's like, yeah, you're a fucking. She won't respect you. If all these other men are paying her bills for just looking at her, what do you think she's thinking of you?
Different spots. Because I think, like, cheating is one thing, but just like showing your ass online for money is.
So you're not okay with cheating, but you are okay with your girlfriend showing her ass to other people when they pay her for it. Like, that's just crazy to me.
It's a little bit different.
What do you think all those dudes that are paying to see her want to do? Like, come on, bro.
And yeah, just I found it strange that he was willing to just stay in his misery, like, just because of this one thing. And I think, I mean, really, you can kind of have your opinion about dating someone that does something like that, but I think you really don't know how it's actually going to make you feel unless you actually take the plunge and.
Why would you even call it taking the plunge?
Go through with the relationship, and then, you know, at that point, if you start feeling a certain way about it, you know, maybe you need to address it, and maybe you need to cut it off. But
heard about enough out of you.
I seem to have different standards than a lot of people do, than at least a lot of the people that I've dealt with. My ex swung both ways. She liked girls as well, and she had basically cheated on me from the beginning with dudes without my knowledge, and that was not cool. And that once I found that out, that, you know, made shit hit the fan. But she had, with my knowledge, she had messed around with girls at one point or another, and for whatever.
You're just weak. You had no frame to tell her anything, and she didn't respect you from the beginning.
For whatever reason, it just never bothered me. Like,
you don't have any standards or morals or like requirements. Like, girls are allowed to have standards and things that they ask for, but men are not. You're just like, I'll just date a bisexual girl, and I'll date an OnlyFans girl, and I'll date Jenny. What we have left in the world now. I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think. If your wife is leaving you at age 64, would you chase her like Judge Mathis? Would you date an OnlyFans girl? Y'all let me know. This is kind of like old shit, but it's still going on. It's progressing more and more this way. So do you think it's better to cater to women more and more, give them more of what they want, and just kind of give them the world and hope they're happy? Or do you think you should kind of like have some ground to stand on and be a little bit more self-respectable? And then y'all let me know what y'all think about the Venezuelan gangs and shit. Do y'all think that's just like border propaganda or legitimate? I'm gonna get at y'all probably tomorrow with a more current topic stream. So I'll see y'all soon. And until then, this is LOG from Where the Smoke. I'm out.